So the Xbox Series X not having exclusives for the first 1 or 2 years of its launch could threaten its success and repeat the same mistakes Microsoft made last gen with the Xbox One X, but Xbox has some key differences between this gen and the next that may save them. What do you think? Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to the Robotron Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, rumors, and leaks from Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and have that notification bell on. In this video, we're going to go over some recent Xbox Series X exclusive news, why it could be a problem for Microsoft and the Xbox Series X, and also jump on the other side of the fence and talk about why it's actually a good thing, and then tell you guys where I land in all of this, and then you can tell me where you guys land in the comment section below. Recently, Microsoft studio Matt Booty spoke with a video game website by the name of MVC and talked about Microsoft's plans for exclusives, and this is what he had to say. Over the next year, 2 years, all of our games, sort of like PC, will play up and down that family of devices. We want to make sure that if someone invests in Xbox between now and the Series X, that they feel like they made a good investment and that we're committed to them with content. Now, exclusives made for the Xbox Series X will eventually come to the Xbox Series X. We don't know whether it's going to be for the first year or not, and it seems that Microsoft doesn't know either. If you were paying attention to Sony at all last gen, you know the big reason, or one of the big reasons why the PS4 sold so well was because of its exclusives. It wasn't the only thing, of course, that made the PS4 a success last gen, but it was one of the big selling points that Sony themselves drove home, these big open world single player games that you can only find on PS4. Of course, if you don't like single player games, that's fine, but Microsoft needs to find their version of what Sony had, something that you can only find on the console that isn't just graphic related or power related. Remember, the PS4 isn't going to be a slouch in the graphics department either, so if the PS5 comes out with the same or even better exclusives than Microsoft, then Microsoft might lag behind with the Xbox Series X. Power is not everything, and a shit game in 1080p is still going to be a shit game in 4K. It's just going to look more prettier. There's also a problem of how games are being developed and built around the more beefy hardware. If Sony makes exclusives built around the hardware, they will be bigger and better than Xbox, since Xbox devs need to keep in mind that it needs to run on the previous generation. The previous generation could hinder the Microsoft exclusives, which is essentially what they would become. Instead of Xbox Series X exclusives, it would be a Microsoft exclusive. But what happens if you take a great game in 1080p and goes into 4K? Then you may have something there. For those who have played any console version of any game and then jump to the PC version of that, you know that it runs games much better and looks better a lot of the times, and a lot of times it can make the game more enjoyable. I've played The Witcher 3 on the base PS4 and recently bought it on PC, and holy cow, this game is way more enjoyable on PC. It just has higher frames, better textures, characters look better, the monsters will look better, the cutscenes look better, everything is just better when it has a higher frame rate, higher texture, and I think this is what Xbox is counting on. But again, is that enough to make them successful? You take a look at the Nintendo Switch and its ever-growing success that actually outsold the Xbox, and it wasn't because of the amazing graphics Nintendo is pulling off. No, it's because they have something that you can't get anywhere else, the Nintendo exclusives, the portability, and of course the third-party games that, to many gamers' disbelief, is selling pretty well on the Nintendo Switch, with some indie games actually selling better on the Switch because of that on-the-go experience Nintendo is offering that Sony and PlayStation is not, and even Microsoft to some degree, because they still have the xCloud. But you get my point. But looking toward the more positive side of this could actually be a great thing for Xbox owners. Imagine you're working 2 jobs or 1 job and you don't have enough money for the Xbox Series X, and you see all these amazing games coming out for just the Xbox Series X. Well, you would be disappointed. You invested your time and money into the Xbox platform and you're not getting the games. Well, what if you could still play those games and you don't have to buy the Xbox One X? I bet you would be pretty darn happy. I know I would anyways. The console you invested in is still getting supported, and that's a great thing. Now, all this depends on if the games that come out for the Microsoft platforms are good. If the games are the same quality as last gen, I can see some problems happening for Microsoft. They could be the joke of the next gen, again, just like last gen. But if they hit home with some great games that you can only find on the Xbox platform or Microsoft platform, the Microsoft Store on PC, then I think they have a winner. It doesn't really bode too well for the Xbox brand itself, but for Microsoft as a company who is looking to extend their reach for games and doesn't care what platform it's on, it's a good thing. Now, where I land is kind of in the middle. I don't really have enough information to say, yes, this is the worst or this is the best idea and Sony's going to win the next gen. I don't have enough information to come to that conclusion or the opposite of that. I think once we step into the first year of the next gen with the Xbox Series X and the PS PS5, I think we're going to have more information, and then we can come to a conclusion on whether this is actually a bad idea or a good idea. In the end, it's going to matter about the games. That's why you buy the console, for the games, not the actual system, the games that you're expecting to play on that console. It was like that last gen, it was the gen before that, and before that, hell, even back all the way to the PS1. It matters about the games, and the PS2 was fantastic because of the games, and of course because it played DVDs, but the games were fantastic on that too. The Switch is a fantastic platform because of the games. It's all about the games, and if you have crappy games, well, then you're gonna have trouble selling your console. But those are just my thoughts. Make sure you guys tell me yours about the Xbox Series X not having exclusives in the comment section below. Were you expecting exclusives and excited for the new Xbox because of the exclusives like me or not? Tell me in the comment section below, and of course subscribe, share, and like on social media. It helps big time for my channel. Thanks for watching the Robotron Show, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.